Hi everyone, I am the Chosen One Legend here, and I'm here with my co-host, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
I am Kai, also known as Vascarine.
Yep, and welcome to our podcast, BunchaJokahs, where we talk about Nintendo news over the past month, the upcoming month, and whatever random crap we decide to talk about on it. So, yeah, it should be fun. How are you?
Yeah,
how are
I'm
you?
looking forward to it.
You feeling good, Kai?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Game's taking up my time now that we're all locked inside. Yeah, not too bad.
On that note, that
What about
brings
you?
us yeah, pretty much the same, which brings us into the first topic. I split this into a few segments. The first one
Okay.
I like to call Games Time, baby.
Okay.
I thought that was quite a clever name, you know. I put a lot of thought into those. And this is where we talk about games that we've been playing over the past month. So,
Right.
Kai, what have you been playing?
I've been playing two different games mainly. The one that, of course, everyone's been playing a lot of is Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Of course.
Of course, it's been a great game to relax in. Really been enjoying the sort of infrastructure, the architecture of everything. Being
Yeah.
able to terraform your island's been a bit of a slog, admittedly, but it's been a lot of fun at the same time.
It's one of them things. It's very Animal Crossing that it has, or very Nintendo, I should say. It's some really great ideas. It's a bit unrefined in places. It can be very tedious how you go about it, but it's still a lot of fun what you can make.
Yeah, the UI, especially in areas such as crafting and that kind of thing, can be a bit inconvenient. But outside of that, it's still a fun game. So
Yeah. It's have you played any of the past Animal Crossings, or was this your first?
I did have Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS.
Ah, yeah.
However, I didn't play it too much. I don't know why, but I kind of lost interest in it quickly. I think I bought another game around the same time that I liked more. So, I only got like sort of a couple of weeks gameplay out of it, and then I
Yeah.
stopped.
Well, now, funny you say that. There's a similar thing sort of happening with me at the moment. But
Oh, okay.
I'll talk about Animal Crossing first. It's I have played.
Right.
I had Wild World back on the DS, and I had New Leaf. So I played a few, and this one has definitely taken my interest more than the others. I've stuck with it a lot more than any of the past
Yeah.
games, and I think for a lot of people that's because of the island construction. But honestly,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I'm terrible at that kind of thing. So that hasn't really done much for me. But the big thing that I have stuck with is the social aspect of going online.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
I think it's got its flaws, like taking 10 years for everyone to load onto the island.
Of course.
As
of
we
course.
found out on Sam's island when it crashed every time we got on there.
Yeah.
So there are problems, but once you get everyone on there, it's just so wholesome, just running around, showing the fish you've caught. It's
Yeah, it's a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
again, the timing on that one is in having to wait for everyone to get to the island is a little bit annoying, but outside of that, it's still fun. It's good to make your own little custom modes, like fishing or bug catching mini games or hide and seek.
yes, that's been
All
a
of
fun
that
one.
stuff's good fun. So if they added in a couple of more, official mini games, that'd be appreciated.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
because I don't know how much you played of it, but New Leaf has the island tours.
I've seen a
something-
little bit of it, not
Yeah.
done any of it myself though.
But the problem is with I don't think the online was as good on the 3DS, or had as many features. But either way, I didn't have as many friends back then, so who had the game. It's great now that I'm
Right.
part of a Discord community, so I have people who can play it with
Yeah,
me.
it's definitely helped.
Yeah, that's been a big help.
Because you got people to show off your island to.
Yeah, exactly, and being able to do it on stream as well, on your stream and
Yeah.
Sam's stream has been really fun.
Cool.
I will say though, it's been starting to fall away from me, and that's because I got Fire Emblem for my birthday. And,
Right, Free
yeah.
Houses, right?
Yeah, Three Houses, which is
Damn.
my first Fire Emblem game. Besides, I did play a bit of Sacred Stones, but the
Sacred
sort of,
Stones, okay.
yeah, that's a GBA one. I got it on the 3DS
Damn.
because I don't know if you know about the Ambassadors program on the 3DS.
No, not really.
Basically, you know that a few months after the 3DS released, there was a big price drop.
Oh,
sort-
okay.
But sort of as a way to say thank you to the people who got it before the price drop, they released a load of free Game Boy Advance games for them to play. So I got loads of Game Boy Advance games free on the 3DS, which was nice to be able to try out. And the problem with Sacred Stones, the insta-death, the permadeath put me off. Especially for a newcomer who wasn't very good at the series.
Sorry, what of it was that? Sorry.
The permadeath put me off it.
Oh, of course, yeah, classic.
But which I love the fact now, modern Fire Emblem, you can change that. But yeah, Three Houses is really fun. It's quite friendly to beginners. There's a lot of customization to it, and I'm getting attached to my house members now, so it's been really fun.
Yeah, outside of the mobile game Fire Emblem Heroes, this is my first game when I got it back in last summer, and it's a great time.
But funny enough, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, like, a lot of the gameplay is very interesting. I like all the story is unique. It's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, one of the things that convinced me I wanted to actually play it was the little bit I watched you play it on stream.
Right.
I mean, I only saw a little bit. You were doing chapter 4, I think, but this looked really fun, and the music was great. I was like, I want to play this. So.
The music's amazing. Yeah,
it is so good. Fodlan Winds is my jam.
Big fan.
It's great.
Wait till you hear God Shattering Star. That's gonna be a good one.
Oh, I look forward to it. So, what else have you been playing?
The other game I've been playing a lot of recently is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Actually,
yeah.
I know it's a little bit of an old one. It was the was a launch title for the Switch. But I've never 100% of the game, even though I've completed it twice already. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a third run on a new account, and let's just see if I can get 100%. And that includes, let me think, it includes like shrines, Korok seeds, getting all 900 of those, all the side quests. I'm trying to receive all equipment, as well as all of the upgrades for all the equipment, which is really terrible.
That is, I commend you, because I eventually, and it took me several months, I did all the shrines, and I got all the equipment, but I didn't upgrade everything, and I didn't get all the Korok seeds, because that's the stuff that's going to take more time.
Yeah, honestly, it's been fun though, in a way. Like, everyone always talks about how the Korok seed stuff's so long, and it does take a long time, but I honestly enjoy it. It really opens up the game and shows how big it really is.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, even going back to it every now and then, because of course you can look at your map and see where you've been, and I see so many areas, I'm like, I didn't even know this place existed even now, so
exactly,
I guess the Korok seeds really help you in exploring every inch of the world.
Yeah, on top of that, I'm trying to unlock all of the locations, you have little location names on the map, because they contribute towards 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm also trying to have everything noted in the... What's it called? The Collectopedia of that game on the Super Slate.
You always think in Xenoblade, don't you?
Of course.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I can't think what it's called, but it's the same thing, really.
So, the Compendium, that's the one.
That's it, that's it.
So I'm trying to get all of that done.
I haven't played the game, really, at least in any major way, since launch, and since beating it after launch.
Right.
So it's one of them ones I do want to go back to before the sequel. So... maybe someday.
Oh yeah, it's worth your time too.
Yeah,
it takes a long time though.
But no playthrough is ever the same as the last one, so it's always going to be fresh. That's quite exciting.
Yeah, that's the thing about these kind of open world games. There's so much variety in just the different orders you can do things in. And, it's been good. I'm probably about 2/3 through unlocking everything on the map. But of course, some things like the equipment's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah, that will do. But of course, as you said on your stream, you are good at the game. You swear you are good at it. So,
definitely, I've gotten a lot better at taking down Lionels the other day. Not to flex or anything, but the other day, on the very north of the map, in the Woodland region, there's 3 Lionels in a row. Standing in a line, white-maned, and I just took all 3 of them out in a row.
You don't even care, don't even need to look, just blindfolded.
Yeah, I mean, I did lose pretty much all of my weapons in the process because they have so much health. But,
that's the big thing, it's the durability that gets you, so...
Yeah, exactly.
So it's been a fun month, even if there haven't been any major releases for us, there's so many games to play, so...
Yeah.
But that does get me on to the next section of the podcast, which I like to call Can't Have a Podcast Without News, Baby. So,
I'm starting to see a theme here.
There is a bit of a trend here. I thought, seeing as we're a bunch of jokers, I might have to. But I'm just going to run down some of the news of the past month, and we're just going to talk about it, probably briefly, because as I have told Kai off recording, I am scraping the bottom of the barrel a little bit because there's not too much news, but we're going to go for it anyway. So the first one I have is on the 7th of April, and these dates may be a bit rough, but they're about right. They announced the Lego Bowser's Castle set.
The Lego Bowser's Castle set,
Lego Bowser's Castle. So I thought it might be interesting to talk about Lego Mario in general. Did you watch the trailer for it?
No, I've not seen anything around
You haven't?
that.
Do you know anything about what it's like?
No clue.
Okay. Well, actually, conveniently, if you're able to check the Discord, I do have a picture I can send of the Bowser's Castle set.
Okay.
So I'll just send that over. Should be there now. So this is just, you buy different sets, of course, with Lego.
Right.
And the interesting thing about this is rather than like a big typical Lego set, it's actually a bit of a game. So you build your own courses to move Mario around in.
Oh, no way, that's cool.
And he has a little timer on him as well, and he has like, I don't know if it's like some sort of sensor, but as you move him on different bits, he'll interact with them. So if you touch him on the fire, he'll get burnt.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, it's a very Nintendo way of doing Lego, but it's I respect it. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It's a good crossover to have. I think it's suitable for sure.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. The thing is, now I'll admit I'm not getting this. I'd imagine you're the same.
I can't see myself getting it. No, I've never really bought Lego.
The thing is,
that is cool though.
It does look cool, yeah. And I actually really like Lego, and I love building it. But the problem is I don't play with it, and and it's really expensive Lego. It's ridiculous. So.
Oh, really?
Like, as much as I would love to have a Lego Death Star, that's about 300 quid. So.
Sounds worth it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to chip in, Kai, donate to the funds. So it's quite a cool thing to add, even if I'm not going to be touching it myself.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Also on 7th of April, they released or showed off the PS5 DualSense controller.
Okay.
So I know this isn't Nintendo, but I thought we'd branch out a little bit for some other things.
No, that sounds good.
So did you get to see the controller?
I saw it very briefly, yeah.
Do you want me to send you a picture? Because I have got one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
See, I thought ahead.
I do remember features of it, though. Reminded me of the GameCube for some reason.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
I don't know why, though. I think it was something to do with the design on the actual graphics of it.
It's definitely different. It's, I've sent it over now.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's, I mean, it looks traditional is the thing, in a way.
Yeah, the biggest change is really the colour scheme. Which
the white and black it looks nice.
Yeah, I know people are sort of mixed on it. I think it stands out. you can't say it doesn't. And I have seen, I haven't got it with me, but there's a fan mock-up of an all-black version.
Wait, what's that? That cut out, sorry.
There is a fan mock-up, I don't have it with me, of an all-black version.
Right.
And I'm not sure which one I prefer, really, but I mean, why not mix up a little bit? You know, the PlayStation controllers looked pretty much exactly the same for several generations, so...
It's a nice design either way, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think PlayStation are known for doing lots of colour variants, so with the sort of two-colour layout, I think there could be some fun
to look forward
alternatives.
To, Definitely.
But moving on the 10th of April, there was the Final Fantasy VII Remake came out, which I know neither of us have played, but what do you think about it?
The remake, that is a big one, isn't it, man?
Yeah.
I mean, I have not really got any sort of history of Final Fantasy.
Me neither.
Like, you know, of course, I know very little about the original. I've seen a little bit of it, and I've seen a fair bit of the remake, of course.
Yeah, watching streams.
Of course, yeah. And I really respect what they've done with it. Like the fact that they've really fleshed it out, and like I don't think the original game's amazing. I'll be honest. I think there's a lot of flaws in it that people can agree with.
It shows its age for sure.
But in its time, of course, it was great. But I don't think it holds up as well as some people say it does. But I mean, this remake.
Yeah, it's the kind of game that deserved a remake in the style, I think, more than any other. It definitely...
Yeah, exactly. And I guess the way that they did it in with the graphics was...
Oh, yeah.
You know, they did that so well. Like, that's the kind of style that I'd like to see from different games. It's very nice to see. So I think hopefully there's more stuff in that style in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the big thing for me is the soundtrack is just incredible.
Right, yeah.
The remix of the battle theme just makes me so much sadder we didn't get more Final Fantasy music in Smash, because it's so good. It is really good.
I'm a sucker for orchestral themes, so it's all been nice to see.
It is. It's the kind of game, if I had a PS4, I would definitely try it out. But my friend's got it, so when quarantine's over, I'm gonna go over there and just steal his PlayStation 4. So
good stuff. Okay,
might as well. The next piece of news, the 21st of April, there was they showed off the Mario Maker 2 update, which of course added worlds and a few power-ups and enemies, and the new Super Mario Bros. 2 mushrooms. So you've obviously played around with that a little bit.
Yeah, so I've made a couple of levels in light of the new update. Yeah, and it's been really fun. Like the stuff they added in was really nice additions. The SMB2 mushroom is definitely my favourite part of it.
It is so fun. It is so cool.
It is, yeah. You know, the amount of options you have with being able to stand on enemies and pick them up and like throw different things. Yeah, it makes it some really interesting levels.
I mean, the sort of mini Kaiser level I sent you the other day, that was really fun to play. Very creative.
Yeah, and especially like just a lot of stuff revolving around bullet bills with them.
Yes,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you recreated the first level of Mario 2, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Before it was hugely popular as well, I should point out. I'm not a copy. But no, yeah, it was fun to do that though, you know, copying it down, like making sure that everything was right. There are some parts like the turnips that you can't exactly replicate in a good way, but
I will say that's kind of part of the fun of it in a way, is you have to get creative. So
yeah,
it's interesting seeing how different people tackle it in different ways as well. So
yeah, the most notable part of that, I think, at the moment being the Birdo fight.
Yes,
that you helped me with.
I've seen so many Birdo fights, and the thing is, they're all interesting. None of them are bad or, you know, better than the others. Yeah. So that's been a lot of fun to play with. Also on the 21st, they showed off the Animal Crossing updates. So we had Red and the art gallery update. We had Leaf and Nature Day. We have May Day, which are all out now. And upcoming, we have Museum Day and Weddings. So, have you got a chance to play around with the updates yet?
A little bit, yeah. I did the May Day event, and you know that was a lot of fun. I'd like to see more of that in the future. It
was a fun, but it was only like a few minutes, I think, which was sort of the
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah,
but it was like a puzzle game, basically.
Yeah,
and it was a lot of fun to have that in there, and I'd look forward if they had more of that in there. So
if they even next year's May Day they expanded it in some way or something, that would be awesome.
Yeah, maybe varying difficulties or something like that.
Yeah. And the thing with the art gallery, it's a cool addition, but Red's only shown up on my island once, so it's going very slowly.
Yeah, the same. Yeah.
It's I feel like it's going to be several years before I fill out that museum. So, but it is nice to have him back, and I don't really think much of the next updates upcoming. The museum and which has like stamps to add, and the weddings. I don't know. It doesn't.
I'm not too hyped for them.
No, taking photos, like I've completely ignored the photo studio in the game. So
yeah.
But I mean, the fact that it's still getting updates, it's something to keep people going. So it's good on them for keeping us going through this quarantine.
Yeah, it's a good addition, definitely. Even if not everyone's going to use it, the fact that some people are gives it value.
Definitely. And onto something you definitely will be more interested in. On the 28th, or around this time, they started showing off several updates for Xenoblade Definitive Edition.
Oh boy, okay.
I'm going to go by these things one by one, because I know you'll like to talk about them all. So,
of course.
The first one that I've got is that they showed you can switch the music between the new remixes of them or the original soundtrack. So that's really cool.
Right. Yeah.
So what do you think of the new remixes you've heard?
Oh man, they're so good. As I said earlier, like I'm a sucker for orchestral music, and yeah, they've delivered.
They really have, and they keep showing off more every day, or every other day, and it's so nice. So
yeah, I mean, I would try and give like certain songs highlights in talking here, but there's so many good ones. Like,
exactly.
Almost every track in the game is a banger, so I can't really do that.
Whilst I'm personally not going to use the original soundtrack, I don't think it's still great that they include it. Why not have it as an option? So
yeah, it's like what they did with Smash, Smash Ultimate. There's loads of extra options. A lot of people aren't going to use them, but it's nice to have them there. So.
Exactly. Another thing they showed off was they showed off official artwork for all the characters, or the main party members. Right,
that was quite interesting as well.
It was, yeah. So we sort of got our best look at all of their redesigns, really. Yeah. I know you have some feelings about Ryan's official artwork.
Yeah, if I'm honest, out of the the main 7, I guess you should call them. I think Ryan's probably got the worst design.
Okay.
I don't know. I think he looks great. Don't get me wrong. Like they really have done him up, but I think all the others just have been done better.
I think you're right in a way. I think he's one of the ones where the upgrades don't show off as well. I guess there's not as prominent. Maybe I'm not sure, but he still looks great. So
yeah, that's true.
And
a lot of the characters have been done up. Yeah, Ryan's model in game has been done as one of the best. So yeah, exactly. It works out.
Yeah. Another thing they showed off more of the menu and quest systems, and it just seems a lot more organised.
Yeah, I noticed that the UI looks great. It looks just clean, honestly.
And it just, I think it showed off that when you're doing a side quest, it shows you where that person is. So I no longer have to look on the wiki every time to find where an NPC is, which is so much better.
It's been so good seeing
that. Was probably the worst thing about Xenoblade side quests, so...
Yeah, I think the side quests in Xenoblade 1 were honestly the weakest part of the game.
Yeah.
So it's good that they've kind of amended that in a way.
And even if the side quests themselves haven't been touched, the fact that the whole UI system runs easier, that's still going to be a big difference. So.
Of course, yeah.
The final thing, which I've got to mention, is it was sort of revealed that the battle system for Future Connected is going to be slightly different. And we did get to see a little bit of it with someone calling on like a sort of army of Nopons. It kind of reminded me of the battalion Gambits in Fire Emblem, a little.
Yeah, I see what you mean with the soldiers rushing in and that kind of thing.
Just more Nopons, so... Instead of like soldiers rushing in from the Knights of Seros or something, it's just furballs. Yeah. And you know what? I'm not complaining at all. That's more fun, so...
Yeah, that's true. It's cool.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they change it outside of that, because it seems like there's still quite a few similarities.
Yeah, there's it seems mostly the same from what we've seen, so it should be interesting to get to play for ourselves. Not long.
I'm very curious to see how the story goes of that as well, in terms of the characters who aren't there, because of course there's a lot of characters from the main cast who aren't going to be there.
That is true, actually. Yeah, I guess we'll have to find out.
Hopefully they show up at some point, as some sort of purpose.
I guess in a way they don't want to get all the voice actors back, I guess. But even if it's just you just see them, that would do.
Yeah, I mean, we really do have so little idea about where Future Connected is going to take us, because
we do.
It's like we know it's something to do with Melia and Alchemoth in particular, but outside of that, and we know hardly anything. So. Yeah,
there's like weird portals or something. Who knows what it could mean at this point? It's
yeah, it looked like do you know what it reminded me of? That darkness stuff.
Oh,
it reminded me of Master Core from Smash 4.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I can see what you mean.
It's of course not related, but I don't know.
Excuse me, this is Melia's introduction to Smash now, so I wouldn't even complain, but
yeah, nah.
But I guess moving on before we spend an hour about Xenoblade.
Of course.
On the 30th, they released the Luigi's Mansion 2 DLC, the first pack of that. I haven't bought this myself. I'm guessing you're the same.
Not yet, no.
No, did you have the original Luigi's Mansion 2? Did you play it?
What for Luigi's Mansion 2? You said, yeah.
Yeah, did you play that one?
No, I've actually never played a Luigi's Mansion game before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been interested in them. I've seen playthroughs of them, but
yeah,
never played it myself.
Yeah, Luigi's. I don't. You know, I just realised I meant Luigi's Mansion 3.
I was going to say.
I came prepared with notes and everything, and in my notes I wrote down Luigi's Mansion 2. So I don't know why, but yeah, I did play the main game, and it's a lot of fun. But I kind of feel like it showed me everything I wanted to. I didn't feel like there's any reason to come back to it.
Right.
So and I think the DLC is just like the multiplayer editions.
Yeah, I saw there was like there's dodgeball and stuff, right?
Yeah, which looks kind of fun, but I honestly never played a multiplayer, and I don't think I have anyone to play it with either. So personally, a pass for me. But it's cool for people who are interested.
Yeah, of course.
And that is all of the news that I could come up with throughout April. So I guess that brings us on to our final segment of the podcast, which is What's Ya Stinkin Future? Which
Okay.
I was really proud of that one, I just want to say. But that is where we talk about upcoming stuff. The thing is, though, there isn't a lot upcoming. So I did, I checked on the eShop, and you know, it's understandable with everything going on, so I'm no blame for Nintendo or anyone, but
Yeah.
looking at the eShop about what's upcoming, it was a lot of indie games that didn't look particularly good.
Yeah.
So I apologise if I've missed any. There's probably some gems in there, but not much big stuff.
Yeah.
But the first one I have got is the 22nd of May, The Wonderful 101 on Switch, digital only though, because the physical copies have got delayed because of obviously, you know, everything with quarantine. But the digital, at least for backers, is releasing on 22nd of May. So I was wondering have you played Wonderful 101 at all?
I've never really had any experiences with that series before. I know very little about it, but I know it's a very stylish game.
Yeah. I mean, it's Platinum Games, isn't it? So they're known for their style. Yeah. It's I remember I haven't actually played it myself. I played the demo on the Wii U, and honestly, I found it a bit confusing.
What's the gameplay like?
Well, it's interesting. You have like, it's almost Pikmin-like in some ways, that you have this group of 100 like warriors with you, superheroes.
Right.
You have to. They morph together into different shapes to like they become like a giant sword.
Okay.
And you like, it's basically, you know, your sort of Platinum fast-paced action game, but with switching between these different weapons. And I mean, it's the kind of thing now. Since then, I've played later. Since then, I've played Bayonetta and I've played Astral Chain, and so I've got more respect for Platinum Games. So, it's kind of thing I do want to try out at some point, but I can't say I have any experience yet myself.
No, that's cool though. That's cool. You know, it is one of those series. I think it's cool how because it's been backed, it's been able to be a thing. So
yeah.
It's good to see.
It's because people have been wanting it on the Switch for a while, and now it's also coming out on other consoles, which is really cool. So, you know, why not let more people play it?
That's
now,
true.
the next piece of news I have is on the 27th of May, coming out is Ninjala. Do you know anything about this? Do you remember what this is?
Honestly, no, not a clue.
If you remember from the recent Direct, it's the game that looks a bit Splatoon-like, but they're like ninjas who use bubblegum.
Honestly, I don't remember that in the slightest.
Well, there was actually a beta released recently.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, the servers weren't very good, so not a lot of people were actually able to play it. So,
oh no.
I can't say I have any experience with myself. I just sort of seen the trailer. It looks very sort of Splatoon-esque, but sort of an arena-based fighter. And it's free to play.
Ah, cool.
It's so maybe I'll try it out when it comes out.
Checking out.
But the problem is it comes out 2 days before a certain other game. So moving on to that, of course, on the 29th is Xenoblade Definitive Edition.
What's that?
It's this weird indie game, you know.
Nah, that is going to be so good, man.
Yeah, it's going to be
so
awesome.
good. Yeah.
We have already talked a lot about it before, but just out of curiosity, while we're here, what was your experience with Xenoblade, the original version?
So pretty much, I got the first Xenoblade. I think it was in 2014 or sometime around then. And you know, I've got, I think it's around about 200 plus hours on the game.
That's impressive.
I have 100%ed it, as in I've completed all. I think it's 400 and something side quests.
That's a lot.
You know, yeah, I've done all of that sort of stuff. I've done all the heart-to-hearts. I've done everything there is to do about the game.
I don't want to even think how many hours you've spent looking at the wiki.
You know, it was unfortunate because I think the wiki got hacked around the time I was doing my 100% run.
Oh,
so,
really?
I couldn't actually view it for ages. I had to guess everything. That was not fun.
That was pretty brutal.
Yeah, but it was only for a short while. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, because I think I played it about the same time. Must have been about 2014. Because I got it on the 3DS when it released on that.
Right.
Largely because of Chuck Conroy going on about how good it was. So.
Oh, same. Yeah, same.
Yeah. And you know, I loved it. The combat, I'd never actually played a JRPG before.
Right.
So it was and it's even quite different for a JRPG. So it was all new to me, but it took me a bit to get into the combat. But I immediately fell in love with like the world and the characters, and even though I played it over like several months, I enjoyed every moment of it. So I'm so hyped to see it, you know, remade on the Switch in HD. It's going to look insane. So
yeah, the world building in the game is insane. Like how good it is.
Yeah.
With the scenery, the music, of course, is sublime. The story is something I've never really seen before.
Yeah,
Xenogears.
I think the visuals they get a lot of flack on the original versions, but even on the tiny 3DS, the design of all of the areas is still stunning to me. So to see it now fully realised is incredible.
Yeah, it's great. And I mean, to be honest, I'm one of those people who actually likes the original graphics. Like a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it. I think some of the characters, more so the face work, is a bit off in some places. But
sorry?
I think more so some of the faces of characters can be a bit off.
Yeah, they're a bit stretched out, I'll admit.
Yeah, there's a bit few issues there, but generally I never thought like this was a horrible looking game or anything. I still loved it, so.
No, my years of Skyrim taught me the graphics are kind of fine.
Yeah. Oh man, I haven't played much of Skyrim, but I can tell exactly what you mean. So. It's good though. It's going to be great, and of course next month, hopefully we'll be doing this again next month. We will be able to talk about it. So.
Oh man, that'll be an absolute joy.
That will be fun. It's going to be like a 4-hour podcast, so buckle up, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have if we do it on the same day next month. We'd only be a little bit into the game. Of course.
We would, yeah. I mean, I think I'd probably will aim to do it about the same time, just so we've come off of the last month, so we can sort of do it monthly. But I guess it'll be an early impression sort of thing, which will be fun.
Yeah, should be good.
So yeah, that. Unless you've got anything else to say, that is the show.
Buy Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition coming up May 29th.
Please do it, please. We want them to make more of these, so buy them.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, so thank you so much everyone for watching this. And special thanks to Australian Sam for making our awesome logo, which technically he hasn't made yet by the time I'm recording this. But I've seen the Freezer Crowd logo he made, so I have full faith in him.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, he's an alright guy, you know. We can tolerate him at least, so that's good enough.
Yeah.
And of course, special big thanks to my co-host, Fascarine. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And would you like to tell the audience where they can find you at?
You can catch me on twitch.tv/Fascarine. I live stream 7 till 10 p.m. on Tuesdays and Saturdays UK time.
Yep, doing Pikmin 3 at the moment on Tuesdays.
That's right, and multiplayer games on Saturdays.
But that will switch over when Xenoblade comes out, so...
Yes.
Very quickly. And you're also getting quite close to a milestone on Twitch, aren't you?
Yeah, 5 more followers and I gain the Twitch affiliate role, which allows me to, do things like hand out VIPs, have emotes and all that kind of thing.
So I'm sure probably a lot of you listening to this are from the Discord, but if you haven't followed him on Twitch, please do. It's a lot of fun.
Please.
And, emotes are going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what he can come up with. So
even I don't know yet. So.
Yeah, it'll be a mystery. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.